Welcome back folks, it's really nice to see you here. In this movie, I'm going to explain you that what are smart objects. Well, a smart objects are layers that contain images data from raster or vector images, such as Photoshop and Illustrator. Smart objects preserve an image source element with all its original characteristics and enabling you to perform non-destructive operations or modification or editing to the layers. So let me explain you by an example. So here you can see there's images of my favorite Ice Age character which is packed in a jar. Well, when you create a smart object of any images, it is going to be packed. It's under Photoshop surveillance. So Photoshop will understand that what exactly that image is, its size, its everything, and it will protect its original content. So if you perform any operations like you edit it, you add a filter on that, you can add noises, modifications, you can create anything, then it will not going to harm that images anymore because it's all protected. This is a smart object. So now if you change image size, apply filters, adjust layer, transform it, modify it, or do whatever you want, no matter what you do, it's going to be preserve its original content. So you always find that original content as the same at the time you created that smart objects. So I have a very little scenario that will help you to understand smart objects much more in detail. So let's go to that. So here you can see there's a Zendo and she wants to maintain their logo quality. She wants to nest their images. She wants to apply a filter or videos. She wants to use displacement map and she wants to do ton of things without modifying her original content. So how could she do that in Photoshop? Well, she need a help and she is going to talk to John Doe, which is Photoshop Smart Object Ninja. So now let's enjoy that chat, and that is really gonna be so awesome. That will help you to understand more about Photoshop Smart Objects. So keep eye on chat and just read it. She is now going to chat with John Doe. So John Doe, the Photoshop Smart Object Avenger, and here chat with John Apps. So now she is going to chat. So let's have a chat. So now theoretically, I hope you understand that what exactly a smart object is. So now let's go to the Photoshop for hands-on experience. So now here I'm in Photoshop and here you can see these are two images on my canvas, and allow me to quickly show you that what you can do with Photoshop by taking an example that actually you care. So here you can see there's a one image, there's two images, and none of these images are now smart objects. So you can see from here there's a 2 layers. So now let me convert one images to be smart object, and then I'll show you the difference. So I just go ahead and select this ISS2, and this image I'm going to convert to smart object. So for that I just right click on that, and you can see convert to smart objects. I can just go ahead, hit this one, and now you can see this is the symbols of smart objects. So now this symbols is indicating that this is the smart objects, but the image one don't have this one, so this is not the smart object. So now let me show you the difference. So what I do, I just go to this first image and I press Ctrl T to bring our transform panel here, or you can just go to edit and you can see there's a transform. You can just go ahead and hit this transform, and now it will going to bring this transform panel here. So now you can see this is a transform panel. Now what I do, I can just go ahead, hold on my shift key and Alt key, and now I'm going to reduce it. You can see reduce it, and now you can see even we lost the detail, but you can see this is the image, and now I accept the changes. Now fine. So now you can see this is not smart objects. So now what I do, I press Ctrl T by keep selected this one, and I just hold on my shift and Alt key and just make it this much big. I can see it's got pixelated. You can see it's showing the pixel, it's actually not clear, and this image got destructive, and that's really bad. So now let me show you that what happened if I do same thing on this smart objects. So I go to here and I just select this smart object. I press Ctrl T to bring our transform panel here, and now what I do the same thing. I hold my shift and Alt key and make it same tiny, I mean this much. Yes, I hit OK, and now I accepted the change, and now what I do, I just make it large as this and see what happened. So I press Ctrl T by keep selected this one, and now I hold on my shift and Alt key and I just make it big. You can see this much big, and now you can see it's not got destructed. I mean it's non-destructive, because when we converted it to smart objects, it's now under Photoshop surveillance. So now it's super protected container, it's packed, and whatever you're going to do with this image, it will remain non-destructive. And this is the power of smart objects. So let me show you that how you can recognize that this image is smart object or not. So first of all, and very important, by these symbols. And the second option, you can press Ctrl T. You can see this bounding box. Well, this is the indicating that this is the smart object. You can see this line is going to crossing. Now I hit OK, and now once again if I go to this non-smart object, I press Ctrl T. You can see that cross is gone. So now this is the visual indications. So now let me give you another example. You can see if I just keep selected this one, you can just go to here. You can see you can view it in 100% mode. So I just hit OK, and you can see that this is 100%. I hit OK, and now if I go to this one, I press Ctrl T. It's 111.65%, and that's really amazing. So let me show you what if I press Shift Alt and I go down. You can see I go down and hit OK. So now Photoshop is remembering this size. So I press Ctrl T, and now you can see now we are viewing this image at 22%. So now this is the smart objects, and this is actually protecting image information. It's remembering that informations and keep track of any changes. So now what I do, I just bring it back, and let me give you another big example. I hit OK, and now what I can do, I can just go ahead, double click this one, and now I do some changes here, and it will automatically going to reflect there. Let me show you. If I just go ahead and I just modify it to be something like this, there you can see it's actually I'm not caring about what I'm going to modify, so I'm just giving you an example. So here you can see I just modify in this, and I hit OK, and I go ahead, press Ctrl S. So now here you can see it's got reflected here, and whenever I don't need that, I just go ahead, double click this one, and I just turn it off. I press Ctrl S to save it, and I get back, and now you can see it's now in original place. It's non-destructive completely. And the real power you will see of smart object by pressing Ctrl T, and let's make it distort, and let me show you. If I just go ahead and make it distort, or I hit OK, and even if I just press Ctrl T and warp it, see I'm going to warp it like this, or and make it this is warp, and now you can see this is now transform. And now what if you want to apply the same filter you have applied previous, like this one. So I just go ahead, turn it on, I press Ctrl S, and now if I just get back, you can see now it's get reflected here, but the transformations remain same. And this is the power of smart object. So I can press Ctrl Z to get back to their original positions, and now we are back to original positions. So this is really amazing. You can feel the power of smart objects. So now let me give you another very awesome example. So I go to File, I go to New, and I create this document to be 1280 pixels to 720 pixels. I hit OK, and now here what I do, I press Ctrl 0, and here I'm going to create a frame animations. For that, I quickly go to Window, I bring my timeline, and here I just go to this create frame animations. Don't worry, because you are going to learn about all these frame animations video in upcoming chapters. That is really gonna be so much fun. So I just go ahead, create a frame animations quickly as possible, and now what I can do, I can just go ahead, I just grab this ellipse tool, and now just think about it. You are creating an ellipse, or you can say that like a football, and now you want to do some changes and you want to do something stuff. So I just go ahead, fill it with any color I wish. I just go ahead, fill it with this red. This is just for demo, don't worry about it. So now it's filled with color. Guess what, this is a football, and now I'm going to convert to be smart object. So I right click and convert to smart objects. Now it got converted to smart object. Now what I do, I just create a new frame, and here what I do, I just go to here and bring it here at almost this place, and I create 10 to 12 frame here. So I just go ahead, and you can see I hit here, and I just create 12 frames. So I hit OK, and now you can see there's 12 frames. So now what I do, I just skip select this one, I just go here, and let's play it in 0.1 second delay. And now if I hit this one, you can see it's going to play. So this is really amazing. There's a 12 frames. So now what if you are not using smart objects? So if I say go ahead, change this to be green, so you will go and change one by one by one by one, and this is 12. What if there's 100 frames? This is really gonna be so much like headache. So if you are using smart object, you can just double click this one, come here, and here you can just double click this one, and you can change this to be green. This is for demo, so I can just go ahead and select this one. I hit OK, and now I press Ctrl S, and now if I go back here, you can see this is got reflected in every frame. And now if I play it, you can see it's playing properly. So this is really amazing. So you can just go ahead, play with it, and you can see it's reflected to each and every frame, and that is really nice. So this is the power of smart object, and you are going to learn a ton of things about smart objects, your video frame animations, smart filters, a ton of things. So thank you so much, and let's dig into smart objects from the next movie. See you there.